You are now tuned into No Adults Allowed podcast. It's your host, Baby T.Rizzle. I'm here with the international chess player, Justus D. So tell us a little about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm an international master. I'm originally born and raised from Bronx, New York. Um, I've been playing for about 15 years. I've been teaching for about 12 years. I've had the opportunity to play in other countries and teach in other countries, so I'm grateful for that. But now I'm actually doing something different right now. I'm actually trying to empower the youth, trying to give them tools to be able to fight back. There's a lot of battles that need to be fought, right? And that's like societal battles, feel me? Like just race battles, but also just like internal battles. Like,
so tell us a little more about that.
Yeah, in what regards though?
You know what I'm saying, like youth, because, you know, there's a lot of grown-ups who really don't care about it, you know what I'm saying, they just want to flex on us, you know what I'm saying. I think we really need more black brothers teaching our young youth, you know what I'm saying, to stay off the streets and do positive stuff.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact. There's a lot of flexing going on. There's a lot of positioning going on, and there's a lot of adults out here really trying to just basically just make money off of kids basically without really helping. And there's a lot of that going on, and that's why I'm trying to be very strategic in how I actually move, who I move with, things like that. Like, I don't want it to just be just something that just here today and gone tomorrow. Feel me?
So what do you feel about drill rap?
I mean, drill rap is drill rap, right? It's very warrior like music. And it's inspiring a lot of kids that, you know, got a lot of energy and just looking for something to do. Now, it's not a good thing, right? It's not a good thing for them to be doing, you know, what they doing, but it's reality. Like, that's...
See, I was just about to ask that because, you know, a lot of kids, you know what I'm saying, a perfect too, you know what I'm saying, Lil Durk and King Vine. You know what I'm saying? Do you have something to touch on about that situation?
I mean, I don't really got nothing to say about that situation for real. But I will say, like, drill rap is interesting, but it's not like the only music right now. It seems like it's the most popular music. It is the most popular music, and it may seem like it's the only type of music to really listen to. But if you break it down, like, the words ain't really inspiring, right? Like, the BPM is a little too high. Yeah. Like, you know, there's slower music that'll calm you down. Like, that's really gonna rile you up, and it's telling you to do something rowdy. So it's very intentional. The music is very intentional, and not just the artists, but also just those that release the music. Like, it's very intentional in what they want to do, who they trying to reach, and what they want that audience to do after that.
So I really think that's, you know what I'm saying, I really think that's cool coming for you, because I'm wearing, you know what I'm saying, your hat called Black Chess, you know what I'm saying. How did you create that program to get kids off the street, you know what I'm saying, still help them and still, you know what I'm saying, let them focus on their dreams?
Well, so we work with a huge demographic of people, right? We work with kids of all ages, but we also, you know, work with the seniors. We also work with, you know, some of the prisoners and things like that. So we try to touch on as many demographics that don't have these resources, that could use these resources. But we try to get kids that are, you know, usually between like 6 and 12, that type of age, just because it's easy to influence a kid that young, right? So why not give them something positive? Feel me? So we try to just at least give them the tools so they can figure out who they want to be for themselves. Like, on the board, you're not really... I could teach you how to move the pieces, but I can't force you to move where I want you to move, right? And you're going to have your own justifications for making the moves that you make. And that's going to really tell just, like, who you are as a person. Like, if you like playing long, grueling games, you're probably just a smooth person, right? You're probably just a calm person altogether. Yeah. Whereas if you're just looking at, I'm going to attack your king the whole game, you probably a drill kind of person. You probably gravitate to that kind of music, things like that.
So I got a question, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I think this is really good for you, you know what I'm saying? Do you think chess only happens on the board? You know what I'm saying? Or do you think we can take chess and compare it to real life?
Nah, that's why I think we need to empower the youth as much, especially with chess, just because there's a game being played all around you, right? And you just don't even know, like, you playing. A lot of people don't know that they playing in the game, or they at peace in somebody else's game. And once you start, you know, realizing your role, you can be that, you know, you could be that pawn. And sometimes they say being a pawn is a bad thing, but I mean, yeah, if you just stationary, right? Stationary, the pawn is the least valuable piece. but it has the opportunity when it gets to the other board to turn into any other piece it wants to. It can turn into the most powerful piece. So as long as you know, like once you figure out what piece you are, you figure out that you're playing a game, then you can actually, get out of that. You can succeed out of that.
So I did my research. I heard you was on TMZ, so you must be a real big thing out here, huh?
Out here, nah, I'm cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool out here.
So you came from New York.
Mm-hmm.
So the kids in St. Louis and the kids in New York, you know what I'm saying? Do you think it's a different atmosphere with us and from New York?
It's out here is more real, I guess. I mean, it's real everywhere, but when I say real, it's like the dangers are a little bit more real, in the sense that but it's like a controlled danger. I kind of view it as a controlled danger. Like everybody has the opportunity or the capability of inflicting damage on somebody. So everybody's, for the most part, the people I come into contact with are pretty either respectful or they move like they know that already. Whereas in New York, it's something completely different. Like they just moving at a different speed. Like it's like you could think about getting into something, but for the most part, you got to think about getting your money up.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think about a hustle.
Boss moves, right?
And you got to keep going. Like out here, it's like it's pretty slow out here. Feel me? Like you could be comfortable and chilling, and just be cool. But if you chilling in New York, like you're gonna end up really, you're gonna be broke. So you can't be broke out here.
So I think there's a question, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna ask you about this. I really want to touch on this. Do you feel like it'd be less violence in St. Louis if they stop taking, you know what I'm saying, like the community centers away from us? You know what I'm saying? Bring us more stuff we can do. You know what I'm saying? Instead of running the streets, instead of listening to this rap.
That'd probably help. I think there are a lot of, small causes that lead to a big problem, but I think really it's just a fundamental thing. Like we not rethinking systems. Like we stick to one system. Like, you gotta go to school, you gotta learn this, that, and that. You feel me? You gotta learn science, math, history. But there's no room for adjustments. Like that's why charter schools are pretty are I like charter schools, and I've been in a charter school before because they update their curriculums, right? They add in different programs. They're not really fixed structurally, right? And they get to develop their own structures and stuff. So, I mean, definitely closing centers, youth centers, is not a solution. It's not a solution, but it also just like what programs are we putting in the youth centers? Right? Is it just the same, generic programs that have been in there since the 90s?
So when you mean like, when you mean like the same program, if you started a Boys and Girls Club today, what would you change from the normal?
That's interesting. I was just in the Boys and Girls Club, and I went to Fort Wayne. They had a tournament out there. They invited me out there, and I spoke a little bit. And they got a pretty good motto out there. They got a whole bunch of different things. They got this one, they got a sensory room where it's like, if you're like overstimulated or you just overhyped, then they put you in that room, and it's not like they put you in a cell. It's just like they put you in that room, and there's like different lights and stuff that'll just calm you down without somebody having to speak to you about it. Chess programs for sure. You would throw in obviously some activities. You throw in some workouts. I like working out. I feel like working out. Plus the chess, like you got to work your mind, but you also got to work your body. Like the more you work your mind, you got to work your body more. The more you work your body, the more you got to work your mind more. Like they go hand in hand. So I mean, I don't have the keys to it, but I got a couple programs that I think would be good.
All right, you know what I'm saying? I want to focus on your jacket because you from New York and you wearing the Chicago Bears jacket. Yeah. What's up with that, man?
I mean, yo, the jacket is kind of nice. It looks nice. The green is kind of fire. But I don't really hold no. I'm from New York, but I don't really put too much stock in claiming where I'm from or where I'm at kind of thing, because that don't mean nothing 10 years from now, for real. Like that really don't mean nothing. So I mean, it's a fire jacket nonetheless. I like it.
Just got one question.
Yeah.
What happened to New York Yankees, man? What happened in the baseball, man?
So, I don't know. Last time I ain't been checking on the Yankees in a minute. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, we got like 27 chips. Do it matter what happened? You
No,
feel me?
no, but it kind of does because you know what I'm saying. It's great y'all didn't go because you let my Atlanta Braves take the W.
Ah, that's why. Alright, that's cool. You got 26 more then, right?
But no. That's not the point. You know what I'm saying? We took the W, so can we just sit with the W for a moment?
Yeah, y'all could do that for a moment.
So I
Maybe
definitely
realize you got to go back on that field the next season.
Yeah,
and then 25 more.
I definitely want to talk about, you know what I'm saying, the little boy who died called Antoine. He was 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? It kind of makes me mad because, you know what I'm saying, they did a clip of him on the news and the rest was about Lil Bootsy or it was about Sweetie and the baby. Like, what do you really think about that?
I mean, my real take on that is really just the adults. It's like the idols, like the people that we idolize. We probably got to change who we idolize, right? Who gets the most screen time, because the more energy we give to, I mean, the things that don't need that energy, right? We taking away from the things that really do need that energy. So that's why I just trying to like deprogram myself. Like it's a work in progress, but I'm really trying to unlearn a lot of the things that I learned. Like I grew up a Lil Wayne fan, like just everything. But now looking back on it, I'm just like, the music is good, but what is it? What is it really? What is it really? Like what are we really talking about nowadays and things like that? Like we don't really have nobody to look to like that. The only person I could really think of that's really like an activist for real is like Al Sharpton. That's just the name just rings bells kind of thing, and it's just like if the best we got is Al Sharpton, then I don't know. We in trouble.
What do you think about Kirk Franklin? You know, so do you feel like he's a good role model?
I don't know too much about Kirk Franklin for real, so I can't really speak on that too much. Yeah, but like my role models, it's hard for me to like idolize people that I can't touch. Feel me? I can't speak to and vibe with. Like my role models now are, I wouldn't even really say role models, just people that I know that have the knowledge and that are willing to give me the knowledge. And I got a bunch of those. Like for a fact, Dream Builders faculty, like that's the main program that first like opened my eyes to, you know, black men in St. Louis doing big things at a time when I thought like, alright, cool, St. Louis ain't nothing for me, I'm out of here, right? I bumped into Neil Richardson, and then I met Mike Woods, and then they showed me like, yo, we could do all this, we doing this, blah, 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 and I'm like, oh, y'all making moves, I want to, you know, even though I'm a big chess player, I'm just like, cool, let me do this contract and work with y'all.
You see, it's all funny, a lot of people call me crazy because somebody asked me, you know, I said, would you leave St. Louis? I was like, no, I was born and raised in St. Louis. I don't get no point of leaving St. Louis. I feel like people find it as an excuse because they can't make St. Louis better. I can make St. Louis better, so I'm going to stay. And it's all funny how you brought up Dream Builders because I really think they're doing a good thing. You know what I'm saying? I follow them on Instagram. They building up the community. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all need to really keep that going and influence a lot of young black brothers out here.
Nah, that's a fact.
So tell me about a little more about Dream Builders.
Yeah, so my connection with Dream Builders, right? Like I said, like I was on the brink of like, all right, cool, you know, something gotta happen, extravagant event happen and all that. So I was like, all right, bet. So I'm a bounce and all that. But as soon as I make that decision or come to that conclusion in my head, bump into Neil Richardson, put me on, right? And he was just talking about contracting and financial literacy. I was like, why not, right? Let's do it. And it was paid. So I was like, oh, we gonna do that. And so this was in 2019. And then that's when, you know, when the other interns and the other students started finding out I play chess, and now they starting to play chess and they playing it with each other. They playing Mike and all them. Like, now we just got a little group going and all that. So that's when we came to the conclusion, like, yo, we can actually just start a chess program and, you know, infect more youth with this chess thing right here. And so my experiences at you know, my college experiences helped me to come to this conclusion, like, yeah, this is the program that is needed, because I wish I would have had this program while I was in elementary school, middle school, high school, and in college. So we trying to just empower our youth to get, like, to create their own tools, right? Like, you're going to find your own lessons in the game.
All right.
And that's what the game is about, is just finding your own lesson, finding your own style of play, and running with it. Because once you find your own style of play, you gonna understand who you are as a person, what you like and what you don't like as a person, right? And you take it from there.
So tell us about your tell us about your chess championships.
Yeah, so I'm probably, I wouldn't, I wouldn't, I'm probably one of the most decorated scholastic players in New York. I done won states a couple times. I done won cities. I didn't win cities. I didn't win cities. I won states a couple times. I won 6th grade elementary nationals. I won 9th grade nationals. I won high school nationals. I was the leader of the only middle school team to win high school nationals.
All right.
But that's just here. Like, I've been to mad different states, a lot of different states. Been able to play there. But what really sets me apart is that I've been able to play chess internationally. So I started actually learning while I was in 3rd grade. And by the time I was in the 5th grade, that's when I got invited, I got invited by the U.S. to represent them in Brazil for a junior competition. And then ever since then, I've just been country to country after that every single year, from Brazil to Greece to Slovenia to South Africa to it just keeps going.
So tell us a little more about those trips. You know what I'm saying? Did you like the trips? You know what I'm saying? Did that open your head? You know what I'm saying? To more opportunities and listen more?
I mean, it really, like, all right. So one of my trips that really stuck with me was when I went to South Africa. It was a spectrum of everything, like super highs and super lows. So like the super highs was like, I'm out here teaching. I'm living over here. It's just different. It's like California. It feels like California in a sense. I went on safaris where, you know, the animals is coming up to the cars and stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is lit. Like, but then, like, on the flip side, like, it's still South Africa, so it's almost like the Del Mar divide, right? There's, like, one side that is super, you know, affluent, super nice and all that, and then there's this big highway, and on the other side, you got the huts and all that. And then not only that, you know, you break it down, like, you see all these white people over here, super big highway, all these black people over here kind of thing. So.
And this is in South Africa?
This is in South Africa. And, you know, I've been to other countries and stuff, and that just makes me grateful, like, to be here in America, even though there's a lot of problems and there's things that I don't like about America. It's just, like, nonetheless, you go outside of America, you realize, like, there are other people dealing with realer things than you. Right, things that you get a slap on the wrist for over here, you get killed for over there.
Man.
Right, and it's just, that's why you got to take this life for granted, especially where you at right now. Like, utilize the platform that you got and things like that. And that's what I came to learn, and that's what I'm trying to do at the moment.
Got you. So, you know, so can you tell the people your platforms, you know what I'm saying, stuff to follow, you know, if you want to join the chess program, you know what I'm saying, can you give them information for that too? Yeah, so we actually host virtual classes. Mondays and Thursdays, but we also do in-person classes on Saturdays, every other Saturday. So you could reach us at blacksquares.net. You can also follow us on our social medias on Twitter and on Instagram at blacksquaresnet, on Facebook at blacksquares. That's where you could reach us for the most part. Y'all heard him, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all follow him, and make sure you follow No Dotes Allowed. And you know what I'm saying? You know, so make sure you cop his merch because he's really big out here. Make sure, you know, so make sure you support him. You know what I'm saying? It's been nice working with you, and I hope you come back and do a part 2. Love you, man. 1.